Hello, boys and girls. We are ready to look at your next sort, which is sort 19. And our goal for sort 19 is to really focus again on a long vowel sound. And the long vowel that we are focusing on for this sort is a long O sound. So for us, as we review what a long vowel is, I want you to think about the vowels that say their own name. So if we're looking for a long O sound, we're going to hear O somewhere in the word, whether that's in the first syllable, so the beginning of the word, or in the second syllable, in the second half of the word. All of your words from this list this week are only 2 syllables. There is one oddball that's going to be hiding, and we will talk about that in just a minute. You are going to need 3 highlighters. So go ahead and get those 3, and then we will be ready to begin. The first color I am going to choose is going to be pink. And these words are going to have the long O sound in the first syllable of the word. So the header that they give us is toaster. Putting a piece of bread in my toaster. Toaster. So that is in that first syllable, and that belongs in the first syllable pink category, or whatever you chose. There are going to be 12 other words that belong in this first syllable category. So the first word that we are going to find is the word hostess. When we go to Red Robin or your favorite place to eat, usually you go and you see the hostess. She takes your name. So we have hostess, that O sound in the first syllable. That belongs with that category. The next word we have is the word lonely. When you don't see your friends for a while, you might start to feel a little lonely. That O sound, lonely. Underline that and place that in my first syllable category. The next word we have is owner. If you have a pet, you are its owner. That's pretty clear right there. It starts right out with a long O sound in the first syllable. Owner. The next word that we have is lower. If you are going to put your feet lower under your desk, it's a direction. Lower. That long O sound, lower. Even thinking about when we go to an amusement park and they lower the safety bar in front of you. Lower. The next word we have is lonesome. If you are all by your lonesome, you're by yourself. Lonesome, that long O sound, lonesome. That belongs in that category. We then have the word loafer. A loafer. Does anybody know what a loafer is? It's a type of shoe. Loafer. Hear that long O sound. The next word we have is poster. If you like posters, you might hang them in your bedroom. Poster. You hear that long O sound. Poster. That belongs in our first syllable category. The next word we have is soapy. We want to get our hands nice and soapy when we wash them. Soapy, that long O sound belongs in this category as well. Our next word is bowling. How many of you like to go bowling? I haven't been in a very long time. Bowling. You hear that O sound, bowling. The next word we have is soldier. Some of you have family members who have served in a war. Soldier. Oh, soldier. That long O sound. The next word we have is postage. When you mail a card, you need to put postage or a stamp on the envelope. Postage. That long O sound is in the first syllable. Postage. And the last word that we have for this category is coaster. Sometimes we put our water bottle or our coffee on a coaster so we don't damage the table. Coaster. That long O sound. I am now going to choose my second color because we are going to identify words that have that long O sound in the second half of the word. So I'm going to pick a light blue color, and the example that they give us is below. If you put your hands below your desk, you are also lowering them, like the other vocab word we had. Below. That long O is in that second syllable, that second half of the word. Below. Below. I hear that O sound. There's 9 of these. So let's find them. We're going to look for the word explode. Explode. I hear that long O sound. If I shake up my soda bottle really hard, it's going to explode when I open it. Explode. The next word that I have is suppose. Suppose. I suppose we can go outside for recess. Suppose belongs in that category. Our next word is compose. You will compose an essay, meaning you'll make it, build it. Compose belongs in that second syllable category. The next word we have is decode. If you decode something, you are trying to solve a puzzle. You can decode a hard spelling word. Decode. That long O sound belongs in that second syllable category. The next word on our list here we can identify is remote. Please pass the television remote. Remote. The next word we can identify is alone. Alone. I can see that we have that word, that part of the word lone, in alone, in lonesome, in lonely. So I know that words that include lone have a long O sound. Alone. The next word we have is approach. Approach. Please be careful when you approach someone's dog. Approach. We have a few left. The next word is awoke. We awoke this morning. Awoke. And the last 2 words we have here are erode and Europe. One is an oddball and one is a long O sound. Erode, Europe. Our last word in this category is erode. I hear that long O sound. At the beach, the waves erode your sandcastle. Erode. That means our last word and our last category are oddballs. So I'm going to pick a third color. Maybe I pick a bright lime green for my oddball. And the word Europe belongs in the oddball category, even though it does have 2 syllables. Europe, Europe. It is not a long O sound. This O is very funny. Europe. It's not Europe. That would be weird. It's Europe. It is not a long O sound, so it does not belong in our other two categories. I'm going to show you what your test looks like. It will look exactly like your other ones, where I give you 15 of your spelling words, and you will need to identify if it belongs in the first syllable category or the second syllable category. I will be giving you your oddball. So you will be needing to put a star or a shape or an X in the correct category. So what you're going to do now is you are going to cut your words and practice your sort. Make sure that you put one of your lists in your mailbox to take home and practice. If you have any questions, raise your hand and ask your teacher. Best of luck. You will have your spelling test in 2 weeks. Bye.